Okay, gentlemen, we're on the call. Let's stop the war.
Sir, which war?
The restarted one.
Didn't you have signed the peace deals? We already stopped it.
Yes. Politically.
Militarily? Not exactly.
So what happened?
Our patrol crossed a line.
A line that doesn't exist on our map.
So, new map?
We have one.
Goodness, so do we.
Are they the same?
Of course not.
Okay, I'll announce another ceasefire.
No. Nothing can stop the war.
Same here. You wait and see.
Okay, let's see how it goes. My goodness.
Everyone keeps asking the same question. Why did the Cambodia-Thailand war restart? But that question already assumes something wrong. This war didn't restart, it simply resumed. Because nothing that caused the original conflict was ever fully resolved. Ceasefires were signed, statements were made, hands were shaken, but the problem itself was never removed. They didn't end the war, they just postponed it. Everyone says this war is about land. That's true, but only half the story. Long ago, the courts ruled the temple. They never ruled the ground around it, so the temple is settled. The land is not. That gap matters, because when borders are unclear, everyone brings their own ruler. Today, both countries still operate with different maps, different patrol lines, different versions of the border. So when two armies guard the same hill using two different maps, someone is always crossing someone else's line. Not because they want to, but because, on their map, they never crossed it at all. Yes, everyone says this war is about land. That's true, but not enough. Because the real problem isn't the border itself. This war isn't fought by maps. It's fought by politics. In Thailand, no leader wants to look weak, especially under domestic pressure and political scrutiny at home. In Cambodia, a new leader can't afford to look soft, especially when nationalism is the only thing holding authority together. Because once you step back, that line becomes permanent. And in Southeast Asian politics, retreat doesn't look like peace. It looks like losing. And once voters get angry, maps stop mattering. Emotion does. So why did they stop last time when Trump called? Simple. Stopping was cheap. No mass displacement. No headlines filled with funerals. No images of civilians running from shells. No one had lost face yet. Trump didn't solve the conflict. He solved the timing. He gave both sides an exit before escalation made retreat humiliating. They could say, "We stopped out of respect," not, "We stopped because we were wrong." Diplomacy works best when nobody has to apologize. But this time, everything had changed. Troops were already entrenched. Artillery had already spoken. Air power had entered the conversation. Civilians were fleeing. Border towns emptied. Hundreds of thousands displaced. Now stopping didn't look neutral. It looked like backing down after damage was done. Trump went from useful referee to foreign pressure. The first call was a favor. The second call sounded like homework. And nobody likes homework once blood is on the page. At a certain point, wars stop listening to politicians. Once soldiers are deployed, commanders gain influence. Once civilians are displaced, narratives harden. Leaders don't choose escalation anymore, they just fail to stop it. So this isn't a new war. It's an unfinished argument. The border didn't cause the conflict, it just provided the excuse. The ceasefire failed because too many things were left unresolved for too long. Trump didn't fail to stop the war, he just ran out of cover. And the ceasefire? That wasn't peace, it was a pause button. And unfortunately, someone always presses play again.
Thank you for watching PastCast, where the past echoes through today. If you enjoyed the satire, scrolls, and scandals. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell before the next empire falls.